you guys remember when I dyed my hair like every color?
Yeah.
In the rainbow.
You and Kennedy did.
Yeah. I don't.
You wanted to be me so bad.
That was not why. That's what everyone said.
You just wanted attention.
No, I was just trying to do something different.
Brandon, I started a YouTube channel, and then you started a YouTube channel, and then I dyed my hair, and then you dyed your hair.
I did not dye my hair because you dyed your hair. That's not the reason.
Just say, Kennedy, you are my role model.
Kennedy, you are my role model. Are you happy?
Except it stopped at a certain point because he's not red, so.
Yeah. If I did red, I told Kate this. I would look like the guy Archie from that show or whatever.
Definitely.
But I told Kate, like, what would you think if I dyed my hair red because you have red hair too? We would look like brother and sister.
Yeah,
that's
weird.
Be like Weasleys.
Oh yeah, we could.
That actually would be such a good costume.
Yeah. We could be.
Wait, no. Jesse
Ginny
and I were
Ron,
saying,
but sexual.
ew,
Oh,
Brandon.
Well, that reminds me of what is it?
Brandon.
That reminds me of Flowers in the Attic.
You didn't need to add the sexual
there's
part.
a out there that probably has Ginny and Ron in it.
Oh, and you would know of all people.
I've never looked that up.
Ginny. Do Harry and Ginny next Halloween. Yeah.
Oh.
Well, no, I
that's
was thinking.
good.
I was thinking.
Claudia.
So Jesse and I started watching the. Hold on, Jesse and I started watching the Harry Potter movies, and we were thinking that this Halloween we could have a Harry Potter themed.
I love that.
I was thinking we could have a Harry Potter themed Halloween party this year
God, that's so
instead.
awesome.
That's sick.
Damn, we should have kept all those robes from that video and the wands and all this stuff.
Well, think about okay, so you know how they have, what is it, like the hanging candles?
Remember when I had those 2 storage units with all the props in it?
Yeah.
So we filmed a ton of YouTube videos and they were always very prop heavy. So I accumulated so many props and I couldn't store them at your house when we lived there, Mom. So I got 2 huge storage units that were like packed to the brim, like the top. And every time we would get new props, I would just keep piling them in there.
I know. Well,
So
my
we
whole
had-
living room was a prop room.
Yeah, we had every Harry Potter house cloak. We had like 10 authentic
where are
wands. I don't know what I think they got thrown away because what happened is the storage unit had to get cleared out. I mean, there was too much.
I was gonna
had
say,
to
what
get
were you
rid of
gonna
it.
do with it? But honestly, you could. It's so easy to like find that stuff online. You just order it, whatever you want.
Yeah,
Does that
but
mean
it was
we
like
all have to dress up as Harry Potter characters.
You don't have to, but if you wanted to.
God, I love
wait, where
that.
are my wands? You have my wands.
No, I have like 2 wands.
I have like good authentic wands in boxes.
No,
I
but
have
wait,
2
let me
wands.
say my vision. Okay, so you know, like in Harry Potter, they have like the floating candle ceiling. You know what I'm talking about?
Yep.
So you do like that type of thing, and then also I saw online there was a Harry Potter like interactive mirror that you put on the wall.
Oh my God, are you kidding?
And you can like see people in it, or I don't know what the it shows you, but they had that.
Have you guys heard of the true mirror?
No.
Where it's like a true mirror is basically, I forget how it works, but like they align 2 mirrors so you're getting like an actual what people see when they look at you, because we don't know what people see when they look at us. Someone can take a picture of our face and show us, but like when you're looking in a mirror, that's why you always feel like you look better in a mirror, because it flips you. And then in real life, you technically look different. You probably look the same, but we would probably see ourselves differently. But you can get like a true mirror or make one. I think they're kind of expensive though, but I've seen like videos of people doing it on the street, and people look into it and they're like, whoa, and they like look into their eyes and they say it feels like seeing yourself for the first time.
Well, we just did a video with, I've been painting other people other than myself, and the girl wrote to me and said, can you flip it? And I was like, what? Flip what? And she's like, the video. So I asked Dakota, because she does the editing. So she flipped it, and I said, to me it looks the same. And Dakota's like, no, I see like what she means. It's like she sees herself this way and then this way. And I was like, so I asked her, and she was like, I just feel like I look better when it's flipped. I'm like, that is so weird.
Yeah,
Oh,
so
because that's how she sees herself in a mirror. That's why.
Probably.
Yeah.
Most people, when you can make it on your front camera, so when it takes a picture of you, it doesn't flip it, which I think is what I have on. But I will notice sometimes when I flip a photo that's like a selfie, I'm like, everything looks different. And it's crazy because I'm so used to seeing myself through a front camera, but I'm also used to seeing myself through like a normal camera that's filming me as if someone was watching me. So it's like there definitely is a difference, but you just don't notice it as much on other people. You notice it more when it's yourself in your own face.
Wait, I didn't know you can change it to not flip you.
On the TikTok camera, they naturally flip you.
That's so weird.
And there was like a trend where people would flip the camera back and forth really quickly and you could see how symmetrical your face was. It's honestly be saying that out loud. Like, we should not be doing that. We should not be paying that much attention to our faces.
Mine is extremely unsymmetrical.
Yeah, it's like the more symmetrical your face is, historically, the more beautiful you are. But that's not true at all.
Nobody's symmetrical like that. Hardly.
Some people are.
People are.
Hardly.
I mean,
I don't think you are. I'm not. It looks
I'm
like
just
someone.
not gonna
It looks
chime
like
in here.
someone smushed half my face down like this.
Actually, I think Brandon's pretty symmetrical. I think
no,
men,
I'm not.
I don't think
No.
I don't think
I
anybody
think I might have
is.
a left curvature to my nose.
Look straight at me.
It's like a little swings to the left.
Straighten your head.
I'm actually. I feel like when I do
think
it, my
that
face
eye is a
pretty
little bit
symmetrical.
lower.
I think it's interesting because like if you
I think your mouth has like a little.
It does.
limp here.
if you
I'm just
put
kidding. I have
like
no idea.
if cut yourself straight down the middle and take that side and put that match that side to that side and that side to that side, you'd look like two different people.
When I'm sitting here watching you guys through a blurry screen, I feel like I'm like talking to my family across the country on like some like news interview, and they're like, it just feels so weird.
Well,
I've tried combining my face before, I think, because when I was doing Photoshop for thumbnails, I didn't do this like intentionally, but if I
It
like
just
take
reminded me of that one video you made.
Oh my god, I was literally
video?
thinking of that same thing. When you did a weird scientific video or whatever the you did, it was like by yourself.
oh, when I combined like celebrities' face, it was like the second YouTube video I've ever made. Probably the lowest view count out of all the videos I've ever made.
Oh, you tried.
Oh yeah, but I was doing something like that. Like if I take the right side of my face and then flip it so it's both the right side of my face, I look like an ogre basically.
ogre.
But like the other side looks better.
You guys remember when COVID first started and we were all trapped in the house together? It was literally like some of my fondest memories.
Yes,
That
except
was so much fun.
Mom was driving me nuts because she was being so crazy about it.
about what?
Bought,
I don't remember.
I ordered a pack of makeup wipes on like delivery, and I walk in the kitchen and she's washing them with soap and water in the sink, like the package. I was like, what are you doing?
Oh, right. Because they were saying that it was like living on packages and like the
That was the most
delivery
bizarre.
person.
I literally had to take it out of your hand and be like, give me my things.
Yeah, that was the very beginning because that's when I was like
That
terrified.
was like so much. Like they were like, I remember I like opened packages and I had to like say like, I'm gonna sanitize the table after I open these packages.
And you're saying giving me shit for doing that on the packages, but you're
You were
gonna
fully
sanitize the table.
washing like it was a human under the sink, like scrubbing
I
them.
had to get rid of those germs.
The funniest thing to me was that like everyone was in a state of crisis basically, but what they were fixating on the most is like hoarding all the toilet paper.
Yeah, that was
Like
crazy.
what is toilet paper gonna do when you have COVID? Are you gonna yourself that
there
often?
was
No,
something-
it's not about that.
People in other countries don't even use
something-
toilet paper. They use rags.
Literally, also, yeah,
like
that's
wet rags.
That's so true. You don't technically need toilet paper. You should actually be using a powerful
Your hand.
hose. Ew, no. The beginning of COVID for like years after that, I would think back to that time when we were all just together and forced to be in the house because I was always in the house by myself, but you guys were forced to stay home and you couldn't go to the gym or do anything. So it just kind of felt like snow days as a kid. And it gave me
Like
that
never
like
ending.
comforting, cozy feeling. Well, yeah, but
Honestly, thank God for YouTube at that time because I would have not known what the to do with myself. And I feel like it actually gave us something to do because I seriously would have gone insane.
My only
Yeah.
regret from that time is I wish I would have taken advantage and made more content. Like I would think way too much about like, this is boring. Nobody wants to watch this. But the one video I posted on YouTube during that time that was like what we're doing during quarantine got so many views, and it was the literally most boring video. Like us like dancing in the kitchen.
there was literally a peak in YouTube. I
Remember the
I posted
one, the one that you guys did?
I already know what you're gonna say.
You
It
put
was
her
trying
upside
stuff.
down.
Oh no, I'm not talking about that. I'm thinking about when we made a cardboard cutout of Mom for my video.
That's one that was
she
weird.
slid it under Claudia's door.
I don't
And I
remember that.
I used to prop it up on the mirror in my room, and then I would literally walk in and get scared. But everybody that walked in my room got scared because they thought like I wasn't in there. I remember one time you walked in and said you thought I was there, and nobody was in the room. And then she sees the cardboard cutout and like jumped.
I literally don't remember that at all.
You don't?
No.
Oh my
It was
god! I
when I was
remember when you
doing-
turned her upside down and used her hair as a mop.
Oh
I
yeah,
remember that one.
Yeah, that
Put
was
her in the
first
bucket
viral
and then
TikTok
cleaned
we
the
made.
floor.
Yeah, that was crazy.
So
Remember
dumb.
the hazmat suits?
Oh yeah,
That's another one. Yeah, I thought of that one.
Oh, we bought hazmat suits, and then when everyone would walk in, I would like spray them down. As bad as like COVID was, we that's kind of like where we blew up on YouTube because people would watch anything at that time.
No, they couldn't leave either. So
Well,
Not
anyone who
me.
took advantage of it, like Jesse, that's when he really started making a ton of videos, and like that's when
Yeah,
he.
because everyone was just sitting at home watching content, and now
Yeah.
people are back in the real world again, which is good. It's a good thing. No more COVID. Hopefully, there's nothing else that's like COVID.
Speaking
again,
of the
'cause that
real
shit was just
world.
annoying. What do you say?
I
Speaking
cannot
of the real
believe
world.
this. I said, speaking of the real world, I cannot believe this newest season of The Boys and how similar it is to how the world actually is right now, and how insane watching the show. You're like, this is ridiculous, but oh wait, this is the world that we're living in. Without
it's like
the
they're
superhero
mocking
part.
it. They're mocking it, but don't say too much
And they're
about the
doing
new
it so
season because
well.
I'm 1-3. So don't
know.
ruin it for me.
Yeah, no, that's a good show.
Look at the
for-
difference in color of me and Kennedy's coffees. Kenny, hold your drink up.
That's a real coffee.
And this is a lot
It's
of
milk.
This is
Okay,
a lot for me.
Can you explain this to me? So I don't understand why people even get coffee in the first place if when they order it, it's literally just sugary milk. Because I've had some people's coffee,
Well, you can ask
and
her
it's just
that
sugary milk.
because
Like if you're
that's
gonna
a
drink
question for her.
coffee, drink coffee.
No, because in my opinion, well, first of all, you can make it any way you want, and a latte is mostly milk. That's what a
True.
latte is. An espresso, when you put
don't like
espresso
lattes.
in milk, it might look really light, but to me, it still tastes like coffee. And
If
not
it's
everyone
strong,
likes
yeah.
black coffee.
Yeah,
I
but like
hate
you're
black
drinking it for the energy.
No, some
For the-
people
for the
drink it for the enjoyment.
caffeination.
To me, it's like a treat.
Brandon?
What?
Some people like you and me like drinking black coffee because we like the taste of it. Claudia doesn't love the taste of actual coffee. She likes the taste of a coffee drink with a lot of sugar and milk in it.
Yeah, Kenny,
Exactly.
I can't believe you drink black coffee. I think Kenny was possessed by like some kind of
She
something.
doesn't really drink black
You got
coffee.
possessed by a demon.
Okay,
She has some
Brandon, it's
creamer
called
in it.
I'm growing as a human and an adult, and I'm not a 10-year-old kid forever. Okay?
You're evolving into a woman.
Sorry, that's the way we're always going to view you.
Yeah, I always, no matter what, view you as my little sister, and I think you're stuck in my head as a certain kind of person. Well, I still like know you've like changed and everything, but I've spent the most time with you, around you, when you were like a teenager.
Or like 10. I
Or
view her as like a 10-year-old.
yeah, or like 10. Like I still see them
Yeah.
as kids, and
Yeah.
and the fact that he's married and stuff, it's like feels weird. That doesn't feel like reality. Reality
Yeah.
feels like what it was before.
Well, then
I
imagine
know.
how I feel.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you must feel real weird. Yeah.
Kennedy's still that little bald baby to me.
Can you take your wig off? She still is, Mom. Don't worry. That's a really
Oh my
weird. I can't
God.
imagine having kids.
No,
and
you
then
know
like,
what's weird? You know what's weird is I don't even plan on having children. Like my life goals were never to like get married and have kids in the way that Claudia's always wanted to. Who knows? I'm open to my mind changing about literally anything one day, but I love watching like I've been watching Zoella's vlogs, and she has two she has a toddler and a baby, and then I was watching Ballerina Farms vlogs, which is like they're so opposite of my life. Like they live on a farm with 8 kids and like go to church and stuff, and it's not anything that I do, but I love watching things that are different from my lifestyle and my life, and it's like weirdly comforting to watch a family. So that's why I partially too understand sometimes how people like watching us, but I've just been getting
But
a lot
that-
of comfort out of
Well,
that.
that's like you grew up watching like It's Judy's Life too. Well,
Yeah,
we both did. Like I
yeah.
loved watching that. I've always loved watching like families and moms and whatever. It's just some sort of comforting feeling about watching
yeah.
some other like happy family.
I grew up watching Little House on the Prairie.
What's that about?
That's family. That's a family.
What is the plot of that show though? Like Little House on the Prairie. I just imagine like a little
prairie.
Yeah, like a little girl prancing around with sheep.
No, yeah, kind of. I don't know what year it takes place, but it's like they're on a farm rancher type place, and back in the day, way back in the day.
This would be my dream.
Look it
my
up.
dream life. It would be to have a self-sustaining farm with just enough animals and a whole garden of every vegetable I want. Potatoes. I'll grow my own fucking potatoes. I probably eat like 5 potatoes a week. It's like probably the most thing I eat out of literally anything. And I want us all to live on the farm together and just, this might sound cultish to some people, but I just want to live isolated from everyone else, but with my family who I trust, and grow my own food.
Same.
I definitely would be a vegetarian. I would not be able to
Well, no, I wouldn't eat
meat.
I wouldn't
if
be able
I
to
had to grow
do that
my
to
own,
animals.
kill my own
Kate
animals.
said-
I couldn't do it.
Oh, I was thinking about this. I think everyone would probably end up being a vegetarian if you actually imagine if you wanted to eat meat, you had to go and like kill the animal
I would
first
not do
and
it.
then eat it.
No,
I would not do
Exactly.
I don't
Everyone
even
would be
know
a
if I could.
vegetarian.
I honestly don't know if I could even eat eggs.
Well, the only reason you're eating it
Because
is
of that.
because it's
Well, the
completely
eggs are-
abstracted from you.
The eggs are one thing because there's like the chickens that create eggs that are like meant to be.
Yeah, but like my friend gave me eggs from her chicken, and I looked at them as I cracked them, and I was like starting to feel nauseous, thinking,
Yeah, I don't know. Something
these are
about
like
fresh
could be
eggs makes
baby
me feel sick.
chickens. Like
I would be so fine as a vegetarian. I rarely even want meat, and I very often my entire life have gotten grossed out by it, even as a kid. I remember I have a vivid core memory of being in kindergarten, and I would get school lunch because we were poor, and it was chicken nuggets, and even thinking about it to this day makes me feel sick. But I bit into it. There was something hard in it, and I never liked chicken nuggets, and I never liked chicken patties or any of that gross processed meat. Mom would always buy the lunch meat in the plastic tubs,
it's all I could
and
afford.
it was like slimy.
Oh yeah, that had like fat in it.
I've just always been.
And now there's the one of the like main brands of like deli meat is giving people, killing them. They have listeria from it recently. Like I think it's boar's head or something.
Not funny,
That's
but-
like good quality deli meat at the deli.
Ariana Grande was just on Hot Ones, and she literally didn't even flinch. Like she
Damn.
handled it. So, she was like, is something not working? Like, should I redo it again?" Like she was so
I love
fine.
that show.
The
I need
Hot
to
Wings
do it.
challenge isn't that bad if you like mentally prep
I need
for
to
it.
do it
I
again
think I would be
because I think I
fine.
was too wimpy last time.
I know I can.
I don't think you would be fine.
Me?
No. You would not be fine.
would
I
be
don't think
fine.
so either.
We should do it again.
Well, next time you come here, we'll do it,
I can
Kennedy.
handle spicy.
Yeah, let's do a hot wings challenge when she comes.
Okay.
That'd be hilarious.
The only one that hits me is when we get to the bomb. That one me up. Like I remember
Da Bomb's
last
pretty
time we
hot.
did it, I must have had a lot of it. I actually started feeling like a little bit dizzy, like
is
a little queasy.
Is that the hottest one?
I would take.
It's not. It's
Oh.
not considered the hottest, but it you up the most.
I would take small bites.
What'd you say, Kennedy?
I would take small bites.
Yeah, small bites, obviously.
That's cheating. No.
that's not
You got to eat
cheating.
the whole
That's
wing
not-
if
that
you're gonna do it
is
the right way.
not-
That is
I
not
can't-
true. They don't
That's
eat
not
the whole
true at
wing
all.
on
Eat
hot
that
wing.
many
hot
wings.
Because they got to make it through an
I
interview.
can't eat that many
Right.
wings.
Exactly.
Well, okay, don't eat like the whole day and
They
then
can
get really
take
hungry
one
and
bite
then
of
we'll
it
do
and be
I'm not
fine.
gonna
They
Now I
don't
want
have
that
to
buffalo
take-
wing so
Destroy
bad.
my insides. I don't want to blood all day. I just want to do it.
Yeah, you're gonna have hot sauce colitis. That's the
after
worst.
I get Chipotle, I get the spicy salsa that they have. Literally,
Yeah, that's not spicy.
Without, it is spicy if you get enough.
I had a jalapeno pepper that would have killed you.
Mom,
The other day.
I eat jalapenos with my food sometimes. Like
No. You don't even understand with this one. We got it at the local farm. I don't understand. Last year they weren't this hot.
I feel like they're hit or
And
miss.
Dakota was like, she took a nibble, and then she's like, "Oh, I can do it." And she put a tiny piece in her mouth, chew it up, spit it out instantly, and was gagging because she couldn't believe how hot it was, and it wouldn't go away.
I believe you because you have the highest spice tolerance out of anyone I know.
Hot.
Yeah, you're a beast. But do you remember the one? Oh God, do you remember the one video that we filmed?
The
pain tolerance thing.
Oh yeah.
So I made them.
Oh my God.
So it was like different stages. One, she had to eat like hot wings, and mom will like try to be all tough, so she'll just like
Yes, and she was trying to act so tough and then disappeared.
Yeah. Oh, what else did we? Oh, and then you got zapped by that zapper thing. That is not why.
Yes, it is. No, I know why. Cory gave me some popsicle dairy thing, and I ate that on top of that machine on my stomach, and then that dairy thing on top of all the wings. I felt so sick. And you guys are all laughing. I'm like, oh God, I'm gonna throw up. I hope they keep laughing. I hope they keep laughing.
Yeah, you just like vanished out of the scene.
Yeah, I went to the bathroom. I'm like, please do not hear me.
Yeah, and you didn't even say anything.
I hear him going, Mom.
You weren't even like
going.
Weren't even like pause the video, guys. I'll be right back.
No.
You just disappeared.
You didn't need me. You guys were fine. And then all of it, and I'm just, as you're talking and like you're all laughing, I'm trying to like throw up at that timing. I'm trying to time my throw up right, so you don't hear me, and you're all laughing and screaming and going into the toilet.
Okay, can we not?
Ugh,
And then I'm like, okay, now they're quiet. Now they're quiet. Let's hold it.
I don't need to hear the story in detail.
You can do it.
Please.
That's enough.
Candy, do you still? What's that phobia called? Do you still have that?
Yes, it doesn't just go away.
Yeah, she has it.
Okay, what if we had another like pandemic or something where people?
Brandon,
like
I'm not getting into this with you. Change the topic, or else I'm gonna.
Can I just say one more thing, and then we can stop talking about it? Yeah. When I was younger, when I felt like I was gonna have to,
just instead of that, say gonna have to. Just
gonna have to.
Yeah.
When I was going to have to, I instead of
You're
going
welcome,
instead of going where I was supposed to go, where you would go, what? To the bathroom, to the toilet,
sink.
I would literally freeze wherever I was, and my mother could not move me.
I'm gonna throw up.
And that's where it would be, and she would have to get on the carpet and clean it up every time.
Oh my God.
I don't know what was wrong with me. I don't know what was wrong with me. I would if I felt it, and I got that urge, and I was right there, no matter where I was. My mom's like, "Go to the bathroom." I'm like,
You're like an untrained dog.
like a cat. I'm a cat.
That's funny, Mom, because I feel like when I was a kid, I did that.
Bathroom.
When I would feel sick.
I think Kenny's trying to be you. Kenny sent me a photo and was like,
I don't remember you ever throwing up.
Kenny sent me a photo. Was like, don't I look like mom here?
Oh, I know.
Like,
she did that to us.
Yeah, she really did.
She really does.
No, I was looking at that picture.
Yeah, you're her role model.
I was looking at that picture specifically, and I was like, I started literally tripping out seeing mom. It reminded me of a old, what are they called? Disposable camera photo of mom that would be like in that box from like a while ago when she had no makeup on, and dad probably would have like snapped a photo of her. It reminded me of something like that so much because I had no makeup on.
Like the expression
yeah,
too.
Yeah, because Scarlett was just like, she took it and I wasn't even like paying attention really. But yeah.
Guess what we're eating this weekend, Kennedy?
Crabs.
Oh, yeah.
You're missing out.
Yeah.
Crabs. So in Maryland, we do this thing. I don't think any other state or country does this.
Maryland, Eastern Shore.
Maryland steams blue crabs and then coats them in Old Bay seasoning. And then you sit there and you like pick them apart like a savage and basically eat them.
It's kind of gross if you actually think about it.
I don't think so. It's so good.
It is so good.
And then they have like their basically is like a mustard.
To say that.
And then when you open them, you suck it out.
Yeah, it's not the same as like people have.
It's
I'm
great.
sure people everywhere have had crab legs, like king crab legs.
Yeah,
and
I
things.
think that's what's popular.
It's not that at all. It's so different, and it's so much better.
It's so good.
It's literally so good.
When you grow up with it, it's like
it's a delicacy.
So Kennedy, I mean, if you want crabs, then you got to leave your humble abode there in
you act like I even have a
New York.
choice.
I mean, can't you like rent helicopters now? Isn't that a thing?
Wait, can you sublet your apartment?
Helicopter yourself here.
Hold on, I'm asking a question.
First of all, I would
Are
never.
you allowed to sublet your apartment?
I wouldn't sublet my apartment because I don't trust some weirdo stranger to stay here. Second of all,
What if it wasn't a weirdo stranger? Or just somebody you knew?
if it was somebody I knew, that was different, but nobody I know could afford my rent. No one I know could afford my stupid, ridiculous, embarrassing rent. Okay?
Well, another YouTuber or something that wants to stay in New York for a little while could like take your
Yeah, but
apartment
I
for 2
don't-
months and you can come home for 2 months.
Okay, well.
She's just gonna move back home.
All right.
That's what Claudia wants. Claudia's like, my friend.
Can you imagine if she moved back here and she's paying all that
We have
rent
one down here too.
still, but she's here?
Kennedy
never
would
do.
be living in in a mega
I know you
mansion if she still lived here with the same rent.
Not
No,
true.
no, I wouldn't. No,
Oh,
I
yeah?
no, I wouldn't, Brandon. You remember
Ours is double that.
you remember how much the houses we saw were like for not much.
You know what? Actually,
What, for rent? Yeah, I mean, it's a lot, but
you could get a really nice townhouse for that amount of money
I don't want
in a nice area here.
If I'm buying a house, it's gonna
stop
be
trying
brand
to
new.
convince her.
if I'm buying
brand
a
new.
house, it's gonna be a magical cottage in the middle of the woods. That's the only way.
With a farm, remember?
Right.
With a farm.
That's what I fantasize about.
Yep.
When I say I don't know if
And I'm in walking distance. Jesse.
Okay, here's the thing. If we all pitched,
This is gonna help buy a ranch.
I would be down to do this. If we all pitched in and bought a farm, who would take care of it? That's the thing.
I would
like
do
who,
it.
who would
All
harvest
of
the
us.
vegetables?
Brandon, it's an
I'm not
it's an
taking care of it. Do I look like a caretaker?
It's an
Yeah.
everyday thing, and
What?
everyone has a job. It's a team effort.
Right.
Oh no.
You're the cow milker.
No.
Yeah.
I need a computer. I cannot milk a cow.
Okay,
I'll feed the
No,
cats.
Brandon would
Not
control.
me.
Brandon would control the business deals and stuff, and like where we're getting the cows from, and all that kind of stuff. I would obviously do the gardening.
This sounds like an Amish family.
I would obviously do the
Yeah.
gardening. I would have a weed farm. I would never have to go to a dispensary ever again. Then I can make my
Yeah, that'd
own
be fun.
edible bakery business.
You know how busy we would be? That'd be a lot of work.
No, I'm not kidding.
We would never be bored.
I'm not kidding. That's
Mom,
my dream.
have you
life.
like actually toured a real farm before? Like, do you know what it's like? Like,
Yes, I
we
have.
went to an Amish
Yes.
farm.
Yeah, you
Claudia-
you'd have
Claudia
to
and
get
Cory
those
and I
nails
did.
removed.
Yeah, we went to an
No, I
Amish
wouldn't.
farm. The guy said he's working all day collecting eggs, shoveling,
Milking
milking
cows.
a cow. Have you touched a cow's udder?
Feeding all the
It
animals.
feels like a callous toe.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would. I
It's
would
it's
be-
like it's
The thing is, though, you can't really have an all-year garden in Maryland, can you?
So you'd have to have
No.
a greenhouse.
yeah. You need a
Looks like
greenhouse.
we have to relocate.
No, we don't. We just get a greenhouse.
I'm not relocating. It's where I'll stay.
Here's a question: what would you feed your cats
What
What
would
do you
I
mean?
feed them?
if you lived on a farm?
Rats.
They can eat carrots and rice.
Carrots.
Cats don't eat carrots.
Yeah, they do. They can eat carrots, rice, and
listen to this.
No,
chicken.
They would eat their freaking
All of
cat
our
person
food-
monthly subscription that they
Yeah, there
get.
you go.
all of our food would be coming from sustainable sources. Well, probably not all of it. We probably still have to buy some things, but more and more I just keep thinking about what kind of lifestyle I see myself having, and it always comes down to like, I don't want to be around people. Like, there's a part of me that likes city living, but there's a way bigger
Okay,
part
that's
of
so
me.
interesting. You don't want to be around people, yet you're in a city
Well, yeah,
in New York,
finding myself.
Brooklyn. You're only around people.
It's called a
Well, you
journey
found
of
her.
self-discovery,
It's about time to come
Mom.
back.
Right. I know. I just can't wait for the day
I'm
that
not
you're
about to
actually
come
coming
back.
back. So that's good.
I'm not about to come back. I do miss you guys, and I wish I could teleport there all the time. But
But you're just self-torturing.
Yeah, literally.
I don't understand.
miserable. I'm not. I like
Well,
it here. There's a lot of
I
things
just don't
about
understand.
There's a lot of things about it here I like, but
Yeah, but
I
you
don't
just
know.
said that you want to live around no people.
Yeah, I'm
but you're
saying-
in a city.
I didn't say I want
Something's
that
not making sense.
I don't think it has to make sense. It's
Literally.
whatever she wants.
I know, but you're contradicting yourself.
Mom,
I'm
just let
saying
it go.
eventually.
Either way, I think a large portion of society is going to start reverting back to like farm life, like commune life with like
Well, they're gonna have no choice.
small villages and stuff. Because no, what's going to happen is they're going to get so overwhelmed by all this that's going to come out in the next 10 years that they're just going to want to cut off completely.
Well,
I think a
first
big
of all-
portion of society is going to want to do that.
How do you trust the food that you're buying from the grocery store now?
A lot of people don't. There's a lot
now
of people
the deli
online
meat's
that-
making you sick.
There's plastics in our vegetables.
They're
Okay, but
making
that's
artificial
not,
meat.
That's also nothing new. Like that's literally always been a thing.
Here's
There's
something
always
funny.
been recalls on
Brandon,
food.
you'll crack up at this. I was watching an Instagram reel the other day about how like you shouldn't use plastic cutting boards because you'll consume blah blah microplastics, whatever. And someone commented on it. I'm literally chewing on a plastic bottle cap right now.
Oh my! Here's the thing: you're eating plastic all the time, no matter what, because you're drinking it out of bottles. Everything that around you is plastic. Of course, there's going to be plastic, and people naturally have, because of all the plastic that we now have, a pretty huge amount of plastic in their system, which is not good.
No,
but
because that's
there's
probably what
almost
causes
way
cancer.
Well, there's like no way to avoid it unless you're going to move into the woods and like not use any plastics whatsoever.
Well, you can
Like,
avoid
it's in
it
everything.
if you're like making all your own stuff and using only glass and
Yeah.
like ceramic and
Yeah.
And only drinking
Did the
out
cutting
of-
board thing start randomly trending? Because I keep hearing that from
that's
everyone.
always been a thing.
Yeah.
But if you think about it, you cut on a cutting board, you literally see it get scratched
I
out.
use glass. I don't use wood because the wood starts getting all gross.
Yeah.
The plastic falls apart in the food.
You
The
have to
glass works the
condition your
best.
wood.
I was
Huh?
no,
It's
it was,
condition your wood.
yeah. You have to
I don't
take
do
care
that.
of the
Yeah.
wood ones. I made that mistake. Figured that out real quick when I put my wood cutting board in the dishwasher, and it smelled like.
Why don't you just use paper plates like me?
Well, that's not
I just cut it and throw the paper plate away.
That's horrible for the environment.
for the environment. But
I wouldn't
can't
admit that
even
out
judge-
loud.
Cut it in the air.
I can't even.
I've done that too.
I can't even judge because I also use paper plates. Because guess what? I'm lazy. Sorry, but
I don't.
I switch back and forth. It depends on where I'm at in my cycle, just like everything does.
I don't like paper plates. It feels like, first of all, it's not cute. I like my food to look
Yeah, it does
presentable
kind of-
and cute, and it doesn't look cute
It's ruin
on
my appetite sometimes.
like it looks
getting
like you're
bright.
getting it out of like the school cafeteria.
Yeah.
So I have a random question for you guys. Have you ever? You guys aren't on Twitter X, right? Anymore?
No.
Okay.
There's a cesspool.
I realized when I posted my picture, a picture at the bottom of the picture, it says the time, the date, and it says from Earth.
Yeah, it's because if you don't have a location, it'll just say from Earth.
I'd never seen that before.
Elon Musk is prepping for
That's
once
what
we're
it is.
interplanetary.
It's because he's not
Let's say
from
Mars.
he's not from Earth, so he has to figure
So
out.
dumb.
Yeah.
Whatever.
I just listened to a podcast.
They can
with
put
him.
anything that they want on there. Like they can make it say from your freaking mom's crotch. Like,
I understand that, but I'm saying like he's decided to say
well, that's why I don't use that app.
from Earth.
Well,
Why?
one of his main goals is to go interplanetary. So maybe one day, Mom, you'll live on Mars. When you live
Well-
to 250 years old.
Yeah, with a bowl on your head that gives you oxygen.
Well, they're saying that you can't even get past Antarctica. There's something going. They won't let you pass that. So what's past it?
Who wants to go
Mom,
past
what
Did I
do you
it?
send that to you?
No, Mom, you and Dad send me some like
Literally,
weird
I was-
conspiracy
That was your
shit all
buddy.
the time.
No, that was Brandon's buddy Elon.
No,
said
that you and Dad, you know what? You guys would really get
No,
along.
can you explain?
We were married
what
for
you
how
mean
long?
That you
Yeah, and
can't
you
make it
didn't
past
get along.
Antarctica. Can you explain what you mean by that?
I don't know what they mean by that. They're saying that you can't get past it. So
What does that mean?
that's what I saw.
Is there a wall?
I don't know. They
Are
said
we in-
nobody's ever been past it. What's past it? I have no
do you mean?
idea.
What do you mean the Earth is a circle?
Yeah, the
I
other
saw this
side
on
of the
TikTok,
world.
and Elon Musk was the one that was narrating it. So I don't know.
Well, that
Can't
could be-
believe everything you see.
What's that movie where the guy gets stuck in the town dome and he doesn't realize that that it's a show about him? What was that called?
I
Truman
forget.
Show.
Truman Show.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so it's like the concept where you're in something and you don't actually realize that what you're in.
Right.
Is that what you meant?
No, I don't know what he meant. Whatever I'm talking about is what Elon Musk said. So I don't know.
It could have been AI.
Well, they are working on Neuralink, and they just put Neuralink inside of 2 new patients that are paralyzed, and they can use a computer
Saw that.
with just their brain.
Saw that.
That's
So
insane.
he said in the next 10 to 15 years, the goal is for like a lot of people to have it, obviously, but it's basically a communication medium. Rather than typing through your phone, for instance, to send somebody like a message, you could basically just, in a sense, send them the message directly from your Neuralink connection to theirs.
Yeah.
So can you
So you would
Google
talk in
things?
silence.
Okay, that sounds
yeah,
like-
you could. So imagine.
So then no one could go to school. You would
Th-
never
th-
need
this
to
is how-
alien
Listen,
shit
this is how
right
he
there.
explained it. So you have your limbic system, which is like the reptilian brain. So imagine the center of your brain in a sense. So that wants like food and like the basic needs, and then you have the cortex and the frontal cortex that is basically like encased in that, and that's your kind of like your control center that makes you human in a sense, and it basically helps the limbic system reach its needs. So if you want for example, people go out to bars and go out through all this effort. That's what the cortex does. And then there's like what's called like the tertiary layer outside of that, which is like your phone. So your phone in a sense is already part of your brain. So
Yes,
what the Neuralink does is it makes that distance between the internet and interfacing with those other things closer together and more seamless and faster. So rather than having to go type a question into Google, you simply think it and it immediately presents you with the answer.
Yeah, but there has to be some sort of limit because then anyone can go ace medical school, anyone can go get through nursing school and get all A's.
Well, the level is going to drastically increase. So this,
Okay, don't they say aliens communicate that way? Like,
aliens could communicate anyway. You can say aliens could be anything.
What about intrusive thoughts?
Well, there would have to be some limitation on that somehow.
Dude, people would end up psychotic because they're Googling in their head.
Here's
like,
something he didn't talk about, which I'm very concerned with. Let's say this actually works. And let's say you could interface with the internet in real time instantaneously, right? Let's just say it all worked. People are already stressed out from all the notifications they're getting on their phone. Imagine your brain just being like dumped with all of this information so quickly, and imagine the speed at which people are going to be like thinking and recalling and searching things all in real time.
Imagine you get sick and in your head you're literally just like Googling, listening there like this.
Yeah, like your brain will not be able to take that amount of
Googling
information.
everything that's wrong. No, I don't think that's
like,
gonna.
how will that
That's gonna end
work?
up being like really bad. Also, I can't imagine that many people would actually volunteer to have that done because with anything you get done, there has to be side effects. There's
well, okay.
100%
So here's how they're getting people to volunteer right now. They're getting people to volunteer who are in such a state where, like, let's say they're paralyzed or something.
That sounds even worse.
That they almost have to use it because the potential risk of using it is worth the benefit that they get from using it. So, like, let's say you're paralyzed, you can't use your hands to use a computer. So they're willing to take the risk in order to
literally that sounds worse
in order to use the computer. But it's right now it's working for people.
It's worse only if they're thinking bad things like that. Like, it sounds like if they're using it to be helpful, then it's good. It's worth it. If you take somebody who's like normal and doesn't have any problems or issues like that, then that person's going to think extra things, stupid things, like things
Brandon,
that
I have a question for
useless
you.
things. You know what I mean?
Do you think that humans were destined to get to this point? Do you think it's just getting worse and worse and worse?
I think this is like, in a sense, part of our natural course of evolution. I think because we can build our own technology, in a sense, it allows us to basically create our own direct path of evolution, which accelerates things at like an exponential rate, in a sense.
Why do I feel like we've talked about this like every single episode?
Because this is what's happening right now in the world, is that things are accelerating at an exponential rate. And what happens is, okay, let's say there's a problem for something. Like social media just happens to be a good example, or like the internet. Let's just use the internet. Let's say there's all these problems with the internet that are causing mental health problems. By the time they solve those mental health problems, there will be a new technology that already exists. So it won't even matter anymore. So there's no point in even trying to address the problem because it's moving so quickly. Do you see what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So as soon as like the Neuralink thing comes out, they're like, okay, well, we kind of halfway solved the social media problem. Let's focus on this because it's causing all these problems. Or like the AI, for instance, like there's no legislation about AI because they can't make it fast enough for how fast the technology is actually moving. Mm-hmm. So we end up moving so fast. Like where's the end point? Like when all this technology keeps accelerating and accelerating and accelerating, like what point does it reach where we no longer are human? We start losing what it is to be human. And that's why I think there will be two types. Yeah.
Wait, finish.
I was just going to say, that's why I think there's going to be two camps. It's going to evolve into two camps of people. The people who almost completely separate from it, like Farmville that we were talking about. Mm-hmm. And then the people that embrace it entirely and live within that ecosystem, because you have to go all in. If you're going to do the Neuralink thing, as soon as somebody gets the Neuralink thing, they have superpowers. You can interface with the internet instantaneously. You can talk to everyone instantaneously. You are basically a god compared to somebody who doesn't have it, who is like an ant. So what's going to happen is you have to make the decision of, do you want to go all in on this technology side of things, or do you want to break off and live in this manner?
Sounds like The Boys.
Literally.
That's, in my opinion, that's the direction that I see it going in, because I can't see it going any other way.
That's why the show is so disturbing sometimes, because I'm watching it and I'm like, oh my God, this feels too real. Like they do too good of a job, like recreating the real world, and it's like such a bizarre concept because it revolves around if superheroes were real, but it's like doesn't feel that far off from what's literally happening in the world today.
Yeah, I think the writers of that show have just an incredible intuition for like culture. They just get it.
Yeah.
Well, Hollywood's like that. I just feel like
they have young writers.
Yeah, we have a lot of voicemails built up. But this is an interesting question. Okay, I'll just do this one.
Hi, my name is Jillian, and I have been a huge fan of the Walsh family for a really long time. So I wanted to ask some fun questions for the siblings. How do you think your dynamic as siblings would change if you were all born in a different order? So, for example, the oldest becomes the youngest. So if Kennedy was the oldest, how would the dynamic be different? Or if Claudia was the oldest, how would the dynamic be different? Or Brandon was the youngest, etc. And then for Mama Jen, how have your children surprised you the most as they've grown up and developed their own personalities? Thank you so much. Bye.
It's awesome. Good question.
No, this is
Did you say it's Jillian?
I think so. This is a really good question because I think when you're like the second or third, fourth, whatever sibling, you sort of learn from the previous sibling because they went through a lot of the experiences already and like failures of like being a kid, and I think that helps you in a lot of ways. So UPS,
just
guys.
UPS.
Why are UPS guys always so nice?
I don't know.
They're so nice. And then
they
you
get
get an
paid
Amazon
well.
driver. I've seen an Amazon driver stand at their car, get the package out of their car
launch it.
and throw it into the thing. I'm like, there could be like something fragile in there.
Well,
You
I
just-
guarantee
you just
they have
tossed it.
training for UPS drivers like that, and their pay is probably way more.
Yeah, definitely.
So anyway,
I don't know.
back
They're just
to-
really nice normally.
back
So
to it.
shout out to UPS drivers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We always love our UPS guys.
Yeah, I think I would have probably been a lot more. I'm already kind of a like introverted,
If you were the youngest,
agreeable person.
you would
I think
be
I
such
would.
a little baby.
I think I would be a bitch. Yeah.
Not a bitch, but just like you'd be like, I can imagine you like being like asking me and Kenny for everything.
How would you guys feel if Kennedy was your older sister and gave you guys advice all the time?
Kenny does give me advice all the time, so I feel like it wouldn't change that much if she was older than me. But like sometimes, honestly, like as we got older, I started to like feel like I was the younger one. Like at certain points. I mean, I feel older just because I'm like feel like I live like a more older, mature life. Obviously, like getting married, having a house, things like that. So like I feel like I can take care of everyone in that aspect. So I feel older. Like honestly, if Brandon was the middle, like I feel like I could easily be the oldest one. But also at the same time, I feel like me and Brandon are like
Well, we're
the same
we're close in age though.
well, yeah, we're only 2 years apart, so I
Yeah,
feel
and then the older you get, the closer that ends up becoming.
It's
So
really-
like when I'm 42 and you're 40, what's the difference?
yeah,
It's really hard
That's
for
so
me.
weird that you're gonna be 42 and I'll be 40.
It's really hard for me to imagine
What'd you
not
say?
being the youngest because I feel like that shaped who I was as a person so much. And when you're the youngest of 3 siblings and you're all like, you guys are 2 years apart, and then me and Claudia are 3 years apart, so me and Brandon are 5 years apart. Like, I can't imagine my childhood and my life, what it would have felt like not being the youngest. I feel like that's such a big part of who I am, and like how much time I spent with mom. And yeah, so I literally can't imagine that. But I do,
And I feel like,
I do feel wiser than you guys sometimes, though.
yeah.
Well,
That's because she spent more time with me.
Well, you just tend to think through certain things, I guess, better. Like sometimes I'll like, I don't know, like you tend to think more logically, I feel like, on
Yeah.
a lot of things. How would you feel if you had a younger sibling growing up?
Probably would have hated it.
Kenny likes being the youngest.
I love
I feel like the
being
youngest does get the most attention.
The youngest,
So if you
I feel
are,
like the youngest
if you,
is normally like they want attention and they like attention. At least that's my experience.
Yeah.
Like I loved
I don't
attention
think the
as a
youngest
kid.
gets the most attention. I
Yes,
just
they
think,
do. The middle
mean-
always gets left out. What is she playing with? She's going nuts over there by
well,
herself.
it depends on if you're cute.
Yeah,
if
Claudia-
you're the youngest and you're cute, you're
Claudia
good.
has
If you're
middle
the youngest
child
and you're like one of
syndrome.
those stinky drooly kids, then you're not in luck.
Yeah, I had middle child syndrome.
What
Still
is
do.
middle child syndrome?
It's like always feeling left out. Like the attention's not really
because
ever
you're like
on you.
just stuck in the middle. So
I think
it's
that's
always
part
like-
of. I think
like
that's part of why Claudia had like a slightly rebellious teenage years, because of the middle child syndrome. And I think she always felt a little bit.
In this situation, though, I don't know if it's always like that, but in this situation, Claudia was very independent, and I was the kind of parent that would I was the kind of parent that would watch to make sure to see how you guys are acting.
She's like seeing going crazy. Ghosts or something.
And I just like would watch as you guys are growing your personalities, where you were weaker and where you were stronger and where you needed like guidance. And you were very independent and liked to do things, you know, on your own. You like to be like, I just like would step back at times.
That's part of being middle child syndrome. Is like,
but if I was,
you become independent because you realize that like no one's really gonna walk you through all these things or baby
but I
you.
would have if I felt like you needed it. You didn't need it, and you wouldn't have wanted it. I would have got on your nerves. That was one
you're
thing
talking
with
about when I'm like a teenager.
I don't think it's like something that mom did. I think it's just middle children. No matter how good like your parents are, your mother is, that's why it's called middle child syndrome, because you're in the middle. You're not the oldest and you're not the youngest. So it's like,
yeah.
I have a question for you, Mom. At like, how many kids do you think it takes where you stop, like, you know, when parents stop caring about like protecting their kid as much because they're on like 8, so they're like, don't worry, you're good. 4 or 5 will take care of you. So like, how many kids until you start like not caring as much anymore?
That's
like those families that have like 14 kids.
I mean, I can't say because I don't have 14 kids. But
how can you give attention to 14 kids? So like you need the older kids to take care of the younger kids.
That's why I didn't have 14 kids.
But if you did, just imagine. Like,
I can't imagine.
You can't imagine if you don't have 14 kids.
Okay, imagine 4.
Fell out.
Imagine 4.
I wouldn't have a uterus anymore.
It's like Elon Musk will fix it for you. Okay, so imagine you had 4, right?
I wanted 4.
At what point do you stop caring as much?
You don't.
You don't. What kind of question that she like?
Okay, that's like
no. It's because when people say that they're like they have their first kid and they're really protective of their first kid.
It's not caring. It's
okay,
just
being
being more lenient, more laid back.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Just,
so
I
like,
get more comfortable with being a parent. When you have your first child, you're like, this is terrifying. I am literally responsible for a tiny, fragile little human who has like no bones, and their heads can dent like an apple. Like that concept is terrifying.
If anything, you get even more excited because you already are seasoned in knowing what to do and what not to do, and it's like so easy to take care of a baby at that point. It's like same thing with cats.
Dad at the idea.
I have every cat that I've gotten. I've been extremely excited. They get just as much of attention as the next cat.
Brandon just being so sure that as you have kids, you just care about them less and less, and just like asking.
No, I'm just asking. I'm asking him. This is like.
Don't have kids.
Yeah, very.
No, I actually want to have kids now. I've changed my mind.
Oh, that's shocking.
That's because you're dating someone that makes you want to have kids.
I will tell you, Cory just asked, did I treat Brandon differently? I could tell you right now that if a girl was born first, Aiden would not have been as happy.
I don't think that's true.
I do, because he was wanting a boy so bad.
Well, every dad probably does, but
yeah, but I think because Brandon was a boy and that was our first child,
I don't know, that might be true.
He wanted him to be manly, he wanted him to be strong, he wanted him to be... Wait, I never answered the last part of that question.
Let her just answer the last part.
The last part of that question is I'm proud of each one of you. So I'm proud of
we all
all
knew
of
she
them.
was going to say that.
Literally can't... Yeah, I mean, I'm actually blown away. I'm not just proud. I'm blown away that me and your dad, the team that we were, made amazing, incredible human beings like you guys. So
thanks,
love
Mom.
You, Mom.
Thanks, Mom.
I love you too.
Next time you guys will do it.
Stop! I thought you were serious for a second.
I felt tears,
You're
but
too
I was
blurry to be doing.
You're basically blurry. Okay, yeah. Next time, on the next episode, we'll answer more questions because we have a whole bunch. If you want to leave a voicemail, there's the phone number down in the description. Call that phone number, leave your voicemail, and maybe we'll get to it in the next episode. Thanks, guys.
Bye.